Hey everyone, it's been a long time, so let me explain. I made a conscious decision to stop posting for a little bit. I was in my last semester at the seminary, and I don't know if it's like a last semester thing where all of like your hard writing classes are like all in the same semester, or maybe I just did my schedule wrong. Anyway, the point is, I'm done with that. I made it out, and I wanted to focus on graduating, and I did that. I want to talk about a few things that I did record and do on the side and not edit until now. The first one being, I had my last day at Meier Hall. I don't work there anymore. And there's a blessing in new chapters, but it was also sad. And so on my last day, I took the camera around and got some last shots here and there. And this is it. Hey, this is Dean Ben from Meier Hall. Hey, the reason I'm calling is because your name was on the missing list from last night, and so I'm just calling to see if maybe you went home for break or something. Oh, last day vibes, Taylor. I had to bring the vlog out one last time at Meier.
Everyone, you know what time you arrived?
What time did I?
4:58. Never late.
Yeah, that's right. What's my name, Taylor?
Ben, never late, Curet. You gotta say it like that.
Never late.
Never late.
So it's the summer of 2018. I just graduated my undergrad in theology down at Southern, and I was getting ready to come up to Andrews for the seminary. It's an empty room. Most everybody's already home for Christmas break. I actually don't know why this room is open. I'm gonna go ahead and close that. Anyway, wait a second, this one's open too. What's going on here? I'm gonna go ahead and close these. So anyway, I'm getting ready to come up to the seminary, and I knew I needed an extra job, something to supplement what the conference was gonna pay me to be up here. And I had done campus ministries at Southern, and I loved that experience, and it was something that I definitely needed in my life. But I was like, I could do that again at Andrews, but I'd like to do something different, to get a different kind of a life experience. Look at this, another. And so I just kind of prayed about it, and I was like, you know what, God, it's going to be in your hands. Whatever it's going to be because you chose it for me. That summer, I took a job working at Universal Studios Orlando, working at Volcano Bay, that's another cool job. Maybe I can tell stories about that someday. But I got off of work one afternoon, and I got a call from a number I did not recognize, and it happened to be Dean Keel. Why are all of these open? What is happening? Maybe I'm missing something. And basically, in a nutshell, he calls me up and says, hey, I'm one of the assistant deans at Meier Hall, and listen, we're hiring student deans for the upcoming semester, and your name came up. And so if you want, think about it, put an application in, and we can do an interview and all that stuff. And I said, oh yeah, I'm definitely down. I thought it was a good idea, and so I applied because I had a really good experience with campus ministries. And I thought that this would be another good way in which I could minister and find some kind of purpose, but get a different experience that wasn't campus ministries. But so yeah, I took the job, and at the time I didn't really realize how much of an answer to prayer that it was gonna be. But I believe wholeheartedly that this job prepared me for an aspect of ministry that I was deficient in, if that makes sense. I've learned so many practical things on leadership in the last 2.5 years that I've been here that I think are going to benefit me greatly in the pastoral realm of ministry.
Right back to me.
You couldn't live with your own failure.
Where did that bring you? Right back to me. Right
Back to
D.
me.
Johnson.
Wow.
Right back to D.
Wow, the whole squad is here. Everybody's here.
The story is not as impressive as from the parking lot to the big lot.
The part.
That story will never be as impressive.
That's not an impressive story, man.
From the parking lot to the big lot. That's it right there. That's testimony time. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't work. It doesn't. Testimony time. I'm just saying.
I think of Big Lots at Niles most of the time.
Exactly. That's not the story. That's
it, man. That's it.
parking lot. We met on the sidewalk. That's what it was.
The redhead dean.
Said, hey Don.
The redhead dean is here.
Okay, yo.
Got the whole staff.
What's
going on? What's going on?
That's crazy. Let me get this right here.
Hold on, what you got here?
Yo, let me get this right here. Yo, wash it down. Yo, let me wash it down.
I want one because you just took one.
Yo, Dean's Appreciation Day.
I don't
Y'all
want
didn't
one.
know?
Because this man just reached into your bag and took. No,
I'm trying to get rid of my passport.
I'm good.
All right, man, you can leave now. I'm trying to get rid of my
No,
passport.
it's okay.
I'm trying to get rid of my passport.
No, go save it. Go save it. This is for you. You gotta make it the next semester.
Bless your family.
Dormants in rare form, stealing food from college students.
This is
Gotta have at least one perk.
You gotta at least that one part. All the time, at least that one part.
While I worked at Meier Hall, there were hundreds of things I learned. There's a few of them I wanted to share with you and to say thank you to Meier Hall for. Number one is that when you're dealing in residence life, there is no such thing as a boys' dorm, only a men's residence hall. You know, I was an undergrad at one point and I always called it the boys' dorm. But there's something important about switching that perspective to saying, hey, I'm not a boy anymore. I am a man and I should start acting like it. Number two, as a student dean, I learned to trust my gut. And I think this kind of like messed me up at first. I learned that people lie a lot. As a student dean, I dealt with, evening accountability and making sure that people are where they're supposed to be. And some of the lies that we would hear were crazy. Trusting your gut is something that feels harder and harder to do in the world we live in, and so much information flying around and what's true, but having those instincts is key. Number three, I learned a lot about accountability, individually, corporately, whatever, but the key takeaway that Meier Hall, the leadership at Meier Hall would always say over and over again is that you are always accountable to someone, right? Because we'd have people come in, well, I'm 18, I didn't have a curfew at home. It's like, hey man, but you were accountable to someone. I look at myself, if I came home at 4 a.m. and never told Raquel where I was, I'd be in trouble because I'm accountable to somebody. Oh, well, what if you're not married or whatever? It's like, well, then I'm accountable to the law. Like, I am accountable to something or someone at all times. Number four, I learned about discipline. Again, something that would come from the leadership team of Meier Hall that we would tell residents is that if you cannot discipline yourself, we will do it for you, or someone will do it for you. Again, that goes back into accountability and things like that. You know, if I can't handle myself, then the law will, or somebody will. But the point is, somebody somewhere, someday is gonna get you right. And it's always easier if you do it yourself. Number five is that love don't buy no milk. This is something for the grind artists out there today, a validation to you. Absolutely, you can become, a workaholic and things like that. But Raquel and I, we were a brand new couple, and we were on a stipend, not a full salary. And so I needed a job, and I was picking up shifts at Meier Hall all the time, and sometimes that kept me away from home. Raquel did check me one time because I think I worked every weekend of that 1 month, and she was like, I don't even see you. And That was true. I had to fix that. But we needed milk, we needed things, and to have a job and to work hard at it is not a bad thing. In fact, the people in your life, they will appreciate you for it. Number 6 is that grace is not the absence of consequences. I'm going to do an entire vlog on that someday, but just unpack what that's saying for a second. Number 7, education is not just what you do in the classroom. Your entire life is an educational experience. Life experience is sometimes just as valuable, if not more, than classroom learning. Number 8 is another Meier Hall saying. Actually, Meier Hall didn't say it. We kind of repurposed it. But clear is kind. Don't skirt around what needs to be said because you're afraid of offending or whatever, because sometimes the kindest thing you can do is be clear with that person from the beginning. Let's think of it like this. If there were a resident who, for some reason, his BO was kicking and everybody's trying to say like, you do you, man, and you kind of skirt around the problem, you're not being kind to that person. Maybe they're completely unaware, and you should tell them. The kindest thing you can do is say, hey man, I know this is about to be awkward, but I just need to let you know that blah, blah, blah. That's kindness. That's a form of love, is being able to tell somebody the truth. So clear is kind. When you're not clear and you're trying to skirt around the issue, the only person you're protecting is yourself, because you don't want to be in an awkward situation. Number 9 is that your opinion matters. Part of the reason I started this vlog was because of a conversation I had with Dean Carter. I was like, man, like, in a world of opinions and people fighting all the time, like, sometimes it feels better to just not have an opinion and to stay quiet on a lot of these issues. And he looked at me and he said, your opinion does matter. And at the same time, we also should recognize that my opinion, your opinion, their opinion might be wrong. And we should have the humility to learn and to grow with other people and to listen. Number 10, I learned that a team can make or break a job. Being a student dean really could have been a bad job. It could have been something that I hated to go to if the team wasn't together. There's this saying now that millennials don't leave jobs, they leave people. And the last thing I learned is that it is okay to ask for help. Asking questions doesn't make you weak. And if somebody makes you feel weak or less than because you're asking questions, don't even mess with them. So all in all, I want to say thank you to Meier Hall and the leadership there for the last 2.5 years. I want to thank Dean Carter, Dean Keel, Dean Dormis for taking me under your wing and just pouring into me and helping me grow. I also want to say thank you to the friends that we made, Raquel and I, because of working at Meier Hall. So like the RAs, some residents, the deans. You guys are all friends, you're all family now. You all made going to Andrews better. I think if we had not had Meier Hall, Raquel and I would have had a pretty lonely experience, and there would have been a huge hole in our Andrews experience without Meier Hall. So God bless you guys. I really do look forward to running into all of you in the future, and I pray that the Lord will be with you and keep you in the future of Meier Hall and Andrews University together. See you guys.
What is he talking about right now? And he's like, another one. Another one.
Oh, that's it. I have more.
So dumb.
Feel me? Came together, we're gonna lead together, you feel me? Now let me stop. And so just like that, we close the door on this chapter and look forward to what's next.